So good morning, everybody. It's really good to have you here. This morning, we're going to be focusing on gentleness and softness as our main focus. And the other thing we'll also be tuning into is, of course, using the owl eyes or soften vision. And so just get yourself, and that won't be the main focus, of course, but just get yourself in a good position where you can just have a nice view, whatever it is. And if you're inside, you can crack your windows. I think everyone's been here for a while, so you all know the drill at this point. All right, so go ahead and hi, Cindy. Cindy's here. Hi. So we're just getting ourselves set up, and put your feet on the ground or wherever they are. If they're cross-legged, that's okay too, but just get yourself in a nice position. You can feel the earth beneath your feet. Take a moment to connect. And while you're feeling your feet, just really be attentive to the soles of your feet. See if you can feel the spaces in between your toes, the arch of your foot. And that spot, like where your heel kind of starts to meet your ankle, just bring your attention to those places we don't often think about. And then noticing the connection with your feet on the ground and the earth beneath you. And now slowly start to work your way up from your feet to your ankles. And really just becoming aware, almost like saying good morning to all these different parts of your body. So you can bless them if you want to, or just say good morning to them in your own way. Going up your calves, remembering your shin bones, which we often remember when we bang them and don't think about them otherwise. And then you're going to move up to your knees, and that space behind your knee, that soft patella area. And then moving up to your thighs, both the front and the back, a big, strong muscle in our body. Helps move us throughout our days. And then spend some time saying good morning to your hips. Give them a little shake if you want to. Further with them morning. Those hips of ours also bearing weight at times and helping us to make movements that we need to make, shift and turn when we need that, bend forward, bend backwards, whatever it is. So think of flexibility. And then we're going to move up into our belly button, our belly area. Some people call this the lower dantian. It's a real energy source, a power source for a lot of people. That's how they consider it. And then from the lower belly, you're going to then remember your butt. Don't forget your butt. How often are we sitting on our behind without really thinking much about it? So just give some attention right there, and especially to your lower spine, that little part that might have been a tail in our existence at one point. And then we'll start to creep our way up our spine. So just go one vertebrae at a time, becoming aware of each one as you move up your spine, noticing your posture as you do, noticing how your spine connects to different parts of your body. Can you feel that network that gets sent out from your spinal column all throughout the rest of your body? And then we're going to end at the base of our skull. And we'll just rest here for a moment. Really important place in our bodies. And then from this place, we're going to go back to our front side. From our belly, go up into our chest. You can even place your hand on your chest if you want to. Allow yourself to feel your breath rise and fall. Noticing how often or how slowly your breath may be, how it's moving through your body right now. And as you're tapping into the rhythm of your own breath, if you can explore the area of your lungs. After your next exhale, so we'll exhale completely, pushing all the air out, and then take a nice deep breath in. Noticing how your chest rises with that, and then let it go. Letting all the air out, push, 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 push. And then inhaling in. Nice deep breath, filling your chest cavity all the way, filling your ribs, expanding them. As you expand your ribs, you can fall back into a more rhythmic breathing, a regular, normal breath for yourself, and then travel down your arms. So you're going to go from your shoulders, beautiful joints of our shoulders, down your biceps, your elbows. Again, the elbows are a place of fluidity. They can be called the funny bone on some of us. But being able to stay flexible and mobile in your arms. And then your wrists are other important joint. So giving some attention and love to your wrist. And then from there you can move down to your fingers and just go one by one. You can start with your pinky finger, and then your ring finger, your middle finger, to your pointer, and then the also important human thumb. And then take a look at your palms for just a moment. So your palms are the place that where we touch the world, right? So in our palms we hold a lot. We hold a lot as women, but we also hold a lot in the world with our palms. So by looking at your palms right now, just giving some love, some attention, a blessing to all that's held in your palms. It's also the place where we shake another's hand, right? So we touch palm to palm. Really, really special place in our body. All right, and so now let's move up to our head, to the crown of our head. Noticing any sensations you have in your head. Noticing if there's tension at all. If there is, you can just soften it. And then to your eyes now. You can send your vision off far, far, far in the distance. See how far you can look right now. And if your vision is blocked by something, you think you can look farther, then just look up into the sky as long as it's not too bright. Send your eyes out as far as they can go. And then after that, bring them back in a little bit closer. What's the nearest you can clearly look? And just stop at that point. Giving some attention to our eyes, saying hello, waking them up. And then over to our ears. Again, just like we do with our eyes, go ahead and stretch your sense of hearing as far as you can possibly hear. Listen for the sounds really far away. Can you hear the creek that's moving a mile away? Or the mama bird that might be chasing a jay away from her nest. That's a football field away. And then slowly start to come back until you find a sound that's very near to you. It might even be your own heartbeat. But something that's a little bit quieter maybe, a little bit more near. And then now that we've given some attention to our eyes and ears, we'll take a nice deep breath in, but this time with the intention of smelling the air. Just noticing what's unique, what's different, what's special about this morning's air. Every day, every moment is a little bit different. And how are you meeting this one today? And then finally, we'll rest with our mouth, a place where we communicate, where we kiss, send love, send good words out into the world. Great. So our practice today is going to be, like I said before, about softening. So what I'm actually going to do is, and the idea behind this is that we shared this, we're talking in the Ernest Rascal's, a birdsong class I'm doing right now. It's the next level birdsong class. And we spoke last night about this story that I had with a white-eyed vireo that I got to get very close to, or it allowed me to come close to it. And sometimes when these things happen, it's because what can help this to happen is where the birds come to you rather than you going to chase them down, is it's really important to have our minds be soft and quiet and have gentle thoughts in them, and not, as I call it, a hungry hunter, right? It's really easy to have that hungry hunter where we like, I gotta find that bird, especially if it's one we haven't seen before. And so yeah, this practice right now that we're going to focus on today is going to help us just to be attentive to how gentle our thoughts are. And so we're going to use our owl eyes or our softened vision just to look on the landscape in front of us. And you can look at whatever you want. Today is sort of a free-for-all in that way. So whatever draws your attention, but every time after you focus, just come back to owl eyes, come back to that softened vision. Let your eyes get soft. That helps us and helps our thoughts become soft and gentle. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bell. And every time you hear that bell, I want you to come back and just take stock of your thoughts and notice the kinds of thoughts you're having. Are they gentle thoughts about yourself, about others, about the world, about what you're pondering? Or are they maybe more harsh, judgmental, critical? And if they happen to be, then just see what you can do to shift them to soft thoughts, gentle thoughts. And so we'll begin in just a moment. I'll let you hear the bell first. This is what it sounds like. Can you all hear that? Or should I turn it up? Is it good? Okay. Putting it near the speaker here. I'll turn it up just a little bit. I don't want to distract too many people here. All right. So it's going to go off an interval. I won't tell you what that is just yet. And let this one person in here. So we'll begin in just a moment. I'm just going to explain one more time so she can, or they can know. I'm not sure who it is. Anne. Hi, Anne. I was just telling people that we're going to be looking out with softened vision, with our expanded softened vision, like owl eyes. And then we're going to, every time you hear this bell, I'm going to play a bell. You're going to be really attentive to your thoughts and notice if they're gentle thoughts or maybe more critical, and see what you can do to bring them back to be gentle. And just to start to just shift that perspective that you might have of the thoughts going on in your mind. So we'll begin with the first bell. There you go. One thing you can try if you notice that you keep having thoughts that maybe aren't so gentle and so soft, that you can just begin by offering a blessing. So whatever it is that you're seeing, you can just offer good thoughts to that one that you're seeing, and that'll start to train your mind around offering goodness. Otherwise, just let yourself just go. So as you're looking at these thoughts of yours and considering if they're gentle thoughts or otherwise, if you find that some of them aren't, one thing you can do is turn it around, as people say. So if you find that you're in the midst of a not so gentle thought, then see what you can do to turn that thought around. What would it take? How else might you consider that situation or the thought that's in your mind? You're also welcome just to let it be, to notice it and just let it pass. And then wait for another thought to come your way. Okay, and for this final round, as you're pondering your gentle thoughts, you can also stretch your ears out a little bit and do your best to listen for any sounds out there that might be gentle to help guide that idea of gentleness with your big, open, softened vision and just those softened thoughts and listening for the softer sounds. All right, good work, everybody. So take the next moment or two to just offer gratitude or a blessing to those ones that you connected with today. And even some of those thoughts that might have come your way. Maybe they were teachers for you or just offering you something today. So take the next moment to do that. So I'm gonna go off to take my headset out. Uh, for anyone who has to head out, thank you so much for coming and joining. And for anyone who wants to stay for our chat, please stay along. Uh, and if you are staying for a chat, of course, I would love to see your faces so we know who we're talking to. If that's not possible, that's okay. But now is a great time to turn your monitor on. And who would like to start and share from your experience this morning? Yeah, Anne, please.
Yeah, I have a bluebird box right across from me. And last Monday, I noticed that babies had hatched. Well, I checked it before I came out, and the babies are gone. They didn't, they probably met a demise of some kind. And so and then the parents are coming. So I struggled with negative thoughts. Oh, what happened to these? Could I have done something better to protect them, et cetera, et cetera. So let it go. You don't know what got them. Nature does things. The parents will be fine. And then you go, what can I do better next time? And he's like, no, bring it back. He said, just control those thoughts. So it was, yeah, it was bringing it back to positive and gentle, and everybody's doing their best. So
Yeah, right
that's
on.
where I was. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and it's good to just be mindful of all those. Not that you have to turn something to positive, like if you don't have to
Right.
force it, of course. If it's natural, that's a beautiful thing. Um, it's that idea that like imagine, let's say you were approaching that bluebird box and your mind was just full of worry and full of all these thoughts. And let's say that the parents were in there, like those thoughts really do send ripples out onto the landscape. And so um, and it can be felt by the natural world, and those thoughts have a way of repelling. So that story I was sharing earlier with the wide-eyed vireo, um, I was coming down a trail. So the short version of it is coming down a trail, and this is the very, very shortened version. Basically, I heard this sound I'd never heard before. I was very excited. I was like, well, this might be a bird I've never seen before. And so I tried to look at it. And what I did first was I was like, okay, it was a very dense, dense foliage. I couldn't see. And so I said, all right, I'm just going to calm myself, get quiet within, and I'm going to go into owl eyes and just look for motion. And in just a moment, I saw this little and the sound had been coming from quite up high, but I went into owl eyes just to look at the whole surrounding. And then a moment later, I saw this motion, this quick darting, like low on the ground. And so I followed that with my eyes, and I saw that there was a bird in there. I could see that the branches and things moving inside the shrub, and I was like, okay, it's in there. And I had the feeling that this bird was curious about me. That sometimes birds see us and they go deeper in and they want to get away, but this bird was I felt like it was wanting to come closer. So again, I just quieted my mind. I took another breath or two, and then within just a moment, the bird popped out into view just a few feet in front of me and was checking me out. And in the next moment, once I got my binoculars up and looked at it, I got so excited because I was like, it's a white-eyed vireo, and I, rarely see them. And right after that, the bird started to do some displays that showed me that it was agitated and upset, and then it kind of went away. And and so those were all just thoughts in my mind. I didn't tell the bird like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" Like I really just like I thought those thoughts. Like I still stayed still, but my thoughts changed. And as soon as my thoughts changed, the bird responded, right? So yeah, it's one of those things that just sometimes we're not even aware. I wasn't even aware that my thoughts had changed, and that's what inspired me today to do this with you all, because a lot of what we're doing here is bringing awareness to ourselves and awareness to our eyes, to our ears, to our sensations, and also to our thoughts. And so the more aware of our thoughts we can be, the more a part of the world around us we can become. So yeah, nice job, Anne. Well done. Well done. Anyone else want to share their experience? Yeah, please, Joy.
It's impossible not to feel very calm and relaxed and peaceful and here today. It's just the perfect spring day. Sunshine, blue sky, no wind hardly, and just the birds all singing. And the leaves are just starting here to come out. So we've got that nice fresh green everywhere. We had quite a bit of rain last week, so it's just a beautiful green. And I've had a number of white-throated sparrows were just singing and singing while I was sitting here, and that their sound is so calming and so beautiful. And then also some warblers off in the distance somewhere, but mostly the white-throated sparrows, and then some robins and a few others came in. But just to sit here and be so peaceful, it's hard to have a negative thought. My only one was, really, I'm sitting in this gazebo, which was just opened up yesterday, and now I've got to clean everything. But it's okay, because now I'm sitting here just enjoying everything. It doesn't matter if there's cobwebs still here. I'll get to them eventually. So that's my morning. It was beautiful. Thank you, Kristi.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for sharing that, Joy. Yeah, that reminds me a little bit about I was up on the deck before, and of course there was people. It's a cafe, so it was busier, um, and when the tone went off at one point, this woman kind of turned like, "How dare you have a tone?" You know, like so close to us, and I noticed myself get like a little ruffled at first because I was just like, I felt wrong. I was like, "Gosh, maybe I shouldn't have." And I'm like, people have ringtones all the time, you know, but just how quickly my thoughts turned. And then I looked up at this man nearby. It was really a beautiful moment. He said, "This is a great deck." And his father was just like, "Yeah, it really is a great deck." And I'm like, "It really is a great deck, you know?" And then I was able to just like follow that. And then I was looking around at the deck at all the features of the deck. I mean, I don't know if you can see, it's behind me. It's this gorgeous, huge, huge deck where there's like many, many tables outside and covered. And I was watching this one. They have fans out on the deck because it gets so hot here, but there's fans up there, and this one fan was moving slower than all the others, and I just watched that for a while, and I was like, "Oh, you're so gentle." You have like a really gentle spin. You know, the other ones were like, and this one was just like, doo 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 doo. Um, but I love that sometimes there's those opportunities, you know, if we are tuning into that. Like I could have just ignored what that guy was saying, but I was like, no, that's a sort of a gift, like a offering for me in that moment to just like help me shift my mindset, you know. Yeah. Thanks, Joy. Anyone else want to share their story? Yeah, Linda, please.
Unmuted. There. I don't know if you did that or I did that, but I'm unmuted, right? Okay. Um, well, I apologize for being late, but it ties into what you were talking about. I was putting up a hummingbird feeder this morning, and I was just standing there trying to figure out where I can put it so that the wind wouldn't blow it too much, and the feral cats that sometimes come through wouldn't have a chance of getting anywhere near it. And this calliope hummingbird just shows up and starts feeding on the feeder as I'm standing there. And I was just like, I didn't know what to think. It was just I hardly dared to breathe, and it must have been very hungry. It did get cold last night, and it's about 55 here today, so I think it needed the food. Anyway, it slurped up quite a bit, and so I put it up, and then I came and I got on, and while I was listening to you describe your experience with the wide-eyed vireo, I thought, okay, what was I thinking at the time with the feeder, you know? And I realized I'd walked out of my house, and it's an absolutely beautiful day, even though it's only 55 degrees. And there's gobs of birds, meadowlarks and goldfinches and blue jays and chickadees, and the leaves have popped out on the trees. They seem to pop out overnight. And the smell of the apple blossoms that came out last night. I mean, I was just getting into all that. And so I must have just had I must have been in a quiet, still place in my mind without realizing it, so that the little calliope felt okay coming and getting food, or else it was just really, really hungry and didn't care. But anyway, thank you for sharing all that, because I was just really surprised by that. That's never happened to me before, you know, with the hummingbird. Um, and what you were talking about with how you use owl eyes, um, when you know you're trying to see something, to actually go into owl eyes, to just allow it to be, and notice movement. I thought, oh, that makes so much sense, rather than trying to look really hard for, which is what I've always done. You know, I know there's something around here somewhere. Where is it, you know? So So thank you for sharing all that. So that was wonderful. It was just perfect for today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Wow, that's super, super inspiring. And a calliope, like what a gift that is. And what you were speaking to, like some people, the idea of a blessing, it can, maybe be weighted for some people or not. It can be a beautiful thing. But some people are like, how do you do that? How do you bless? Like, what is that? And one approach to that is simply what you are doing, which is being in that place of wonder and awe. It's like a sense of appreciation, right? It's just like, oh, the apple blossoms and then the leaves and all these birds and this one's singing, that one's singing. I mean, you don't have to be giddy like I am in that way, but it's that staying in that place of awe. So if you do find yourself going into sort of a negative mindset or maybe just even a loud mindset, it could just be a busy conversation, like
Mhm.
what am I going to have for dinner? What's going to happen? What are we doing here? I got this to do and I got to do and I got to, it doesn't have to be negative. It can just be like busy, right? Which is loud. And
Yeah.
to get back to a more quiet place, it can be simply just to start to look around and be like, oh, check out the bark on that tree. It's so beautiful, like so intricate, and look at all the lines, and even just that starts to like quiet our mind a
Mhm.
bit. And the process of owl eyes also softens just like us, when it's a physical way to help everything in us get quiet by softening your vision. It's almost like your mouth has to shut. It's like I have a hard time talking when I'm really, really getting into owl eyes. So yeah, yeah. Nice, Linda. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Oh,
very much.
they're so amazing. Aw, great. Well, I wondered if Kathy, Cindy, or Anne, those we can't see at the moment, if either of any of you wanted to share, you can just come off of mute if you'd like to. I know there's a chat. I haven't seen it yet. Let's just see. Kathy says, oh, you're welcome, Kathy. Nice little gratitude. All right, well, looks like ladies don't have anything to say. Okay, perfect. So have a really good week, all, and just, keep thinking about that. And again, the simplest thing to do ever is just go into owl eyes. Almost for everything. That's a great answer for everything.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, so just keep that moving with you through this week, and I hope you all have a really lovely rest of your week.
You
Thanks for
too.
good to see you
Thank
all.
you.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
All right.